It is May 11th, 2017. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. Before we get started on the report I'm bringing you, I want to show you a new feature that I added just yesterday on the website. You don't have to be signed up, logged in, or anything like that. I'm actually signed in, and that's why it's got all the extra features up top here. So anyway, what it is it's a video archives. And if you click on it, what it will do is it will take you to a video archive category. Now, I've only got 2 shows uploaded to it at this point. I have the 9th and then yesterday's show uploaded there. What it is, I opened another YouTube channel that's not monetized, and I'm uploading the entire shows to that YouTube channel. And that way I'm not profiting off of it or anything like that. That's not the intent. I just want to give everybody a chance to be able to go back and watch the show if they couldn't attend live. So that's what this is all about. If, for instance, you click on one, I'll click on this one here. The website's a little wonky today. They did some upgrading, so it's... you know, you may run into that too. You might try to load the site and don't want to go, or you'll click the video archive button and it don't want to go. Just click it again. Just click it every 10 seconds or so until it takes you where you need to go. So they're doing a major upgrade on the server apparently. My C panel and all that was upgraded today, which is actually nice. Been waiting for that. But anyway, it'll bring you here, and it will automatically start playing the show. So, and you'll be able to, you know, have your options as far as HD or standard, full screen. You have the capability to do. You have all that capability right there. Now, the only thing that I don't have yet set up is the responsive end of things. In other words, if you try to view this on a mobile device, it's going to be it's not going to be right. So I am working on that. I'll get that fixed as soon as I possibly can. So that's enough on that. Let me get to the report. This is coming from BBC. Reality check. Why does Labor want to control national grid? Now, this is really interesting and dangerous. I have a lot of questions just right off the top. For one, centralized control of everything is not a good idea. We should know that from history time and time again. You know, I don't trust I don't trust governments anymore. I think they've proven very much just how corrupt, just how evil they actually can become. So, you know, I don't like the idea of them taking it. Now, this is, of course, over in the UK. But as we see time and time again, the things that happen across the pond wind up happening here. So let me go ahead and read this article. The leaked version of the Labour Party manifesto commits to take energy back into public ownership to deliver renewable energy affordable for consumers and democratic control. Sounds good, right? Kind of. Part of that would involve central government control of the natural monopolies of the transmission and distribution grids. Natural monopolies are businesses where there are no benefits to be had from competition. There are usually areas where there is a lot of initial spending on infrastructure needed, such as train tracks or water pipes. Okay? It does not mean there can only be one business serving the whole country, but it makes no sense to have companies competing to provide such services to consumers in a particular area. Now, I want to pause right there, okay? And in the United States, we have laws in place for utilities, and they're supposed to ensure that there is competitors, okay? So that one cat can't, you know, own a monopoly over all of the utility in a particular area. You're supposed to have options. Well, that's why you want options, because options brings competitiveness. In other words, it keeps the prices and costs down, or it's supposed to. Usually these folks get together behind closed doors and you wind up paying through the nose anyway. But that's the way it's supposed to work on paper in a perfect world, right? Well, if you've noticed with the whole Obamacare tragedy in this country, most insurance companies pulled out, and a lot of insurance companies pulled out of certain areas. So where there used to be competition, now it's usually ran or controlled by just maybe one or two companies. And as a result, people have seen their premiums, they've seen their deductibles, everything just go through the roof. So right there, that is the reason why you want to have several companies competing in a particular area. Anyway, continuing on. It would be inefficient, for example, to have two taps in your sink offering water from different providers or two sockets in your wall with electricity from competing energy companies. I love how they try and explain. Being a natural monopoly gives businesses enormous market power, which means that they must be regulated. Whether it is better to have such services provided by government or by private companies regulated by government is a matter of political opinion. But see, the sentence above that, regulated. Yeah, like Obamacare, you regulated Obamacare and the prices went through the roof. Huh. But it is an important question. The cost of transporting gas and electricity round the country accounts for 29% of the average dual fuel, both gas and electricity bill, according to Energy UK, up from 23% in 2010. Owning the distribution network would give the government considerably more control, yeah, no kidding, as it attempted to deliver promises in the leaked manifesto to deliver renewable energy and affordability to consumers, including keeping the average dual fuel bill below 1,000 euros a year. Okay, and you notice how they keep saying renewable, renewable, renewable. See, they're making it sound green. You know, next thing, I haven't read all this yet, but I'm going to start laughing if I start reading about climate change. Okay. The leak manifesto also pledges to ban fracking, the use of high-pressure liquids to extract gas from rocks, and use carbon capture, stopping carbon dioxide from escaping with other waste gases as it moves to cleaner fuels. You know, that's the crazy thing. We've got some of the cleanest fuels that we could ever imagine, right? We've got the sun, we've got wind, and there's many, many, many others. It's crazy. Control over the network may help with this, but the government, via its regulator and planning decisions, already has a big say over the future energy mix. And in any case, it is the only customer, so can decide what it wants to buy for the future on behalf of the UK public. Now, see, here's the thing. In the United States, you constantly hear about the words energy independence and how it closely relates to national security, right? So if they're so concerned about energy independence, then why are they kicking people off of their property or taking over people's properties that go off the grid, right? You go off the grid and chances are very likely you're going to run into some huge problems, right? You install solar panels, wind generation, and next thing you know, you're either going to jail, losing your property, paying fines, something, because they want us to be energy independent. Or maybe just energy dependent on them. Something like that. All right, U.S. business. National Grid's main business is moving electricity around the country from power stations to businesses and homes. It also owns some of the gas distribution infrastructure. Just nationalizing National Grid, which is worth about 38 billion euros on the stock market at the moment, would not achieve what Labour is promising. It would give the government the company that owns all of the UK's electricity distribution and might also leave the government owning National Grid's energy businesses in the US. But it would only gain a small portion of the UK's gas infrastructure. National Grid owns a minority stake in Cadent Gas, which transport gas around 4 of the 8 regional distribution networks in the UK, servicing about 11 million customers. The rest of the gas network would have to be bought from SGN, Northern Gas Networks, Wales, and West Utilities, and the other shareholders in Cadent Gas. But the leaked manifesto calls for control of these companies, which could possibly be achieved by buying stakes in these businesses rather than nationalizing them. BBC business editor Simon Jack says National Grid's UK business is estimated to be worth about 25 billion euros. A chunky purchase, but one that could quite easily finance in that it makes enough money to repay the interest on any money borrowed to buy it. It's kind of hard to read sometimes because the sentences aren't written correctly. National Grid has a lot of shareholders. It has been listed on the London Stock Exchange since 1995. Its shareholders, including 880,000 small shareholders, would be very upset if they didn't get a good price from the government for their shares. Yeah, how would you like that, right? Talk about a kick in the face, you know? You own a couple thousand shares of the energy company and the government gives you like 10 cents on the dollar. That sounds about right, don't it? There are not many precedents for nationalization of profitable companies in the UK. Companies are usually nationalized when they are in financial difficulties, so it is not clear at this stage what the process would be. Well, pretty much got an idea. It's, you know, they're going to shove it down people's throat. They're going to raise the price and absolutely screw people as much as they possibly can. And be the sole one in control of that power. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me.